face. Does everybody know what face to face means? Right sides together. Fashion fabric on top. Look, she's put her pins in perpendicular. And she's gonna sew on the fashion fabric side. So if this seam right here is a little short over here, that's a lining, it's okay. Don't do it. But if she gets over here and sees something, well, yours is pretty good.
Yeah, I just have to trim
Yeah.
those, that.
See,
that's the
there's,
only thing I
yeah,
have to
there's a
trim.
little thing right here she's gonna trim, and that's the lining so she can trim it, right? Everybody with me? Hard, it's really, make sure you pin your darts so you don't have a twisted seam, right? Okay, here's the rule, you have to lock in. You cannot sew the side seams. You cannot sew the sides. Look,
They're marked.
look. 1, 2, you cannot sew these. This is the process we're using for this. So you'll sew across here, back stitch, 1/2 inch, right? You'll go up here, sew, back stitch, 1/2 inch. Go around, you'll stop, pick it up here. Boom. Now, let me go over this with you. We're going to pivot. Look down here, she's gonna straighten this up with the scissors. Do you remember how we pivot, Cheyenne? Do you know how to pivot?
Yeah, you leave the needle in it and you
That's
turn
good.
it.
I am surprised. Okay. See, we're gonna cut down here, we're gonna pivot, we're gonna turn. We're gonna pivot again, we're gonna follow these seam edges, 1/2 inch, right? Okay, I hope they all in there, there's people in there not paying attention to me.
So wait, what's a 1/2 inch? So
So, 1/2 inch from every edge,
except these ones. Okay.
yeah.
And we
except-
don't backstitch right here and right here?
Yes, we do.
Oh, we do backstitch? Okay.
Okay, now, convex is, you go in, isn't that what y'all told me?
Concave.
You're going into
Oh,
the
that's
cave.
I had to remember that, concave. Okay, this is a concave, right? You clip into it. When you have a corner or a point that you're stitching around, always shorten your machine stitch. You know, because it really helps because you're gonna take your pointer and you're gonna point into it and you'll rip your threads. Now, a lot of times what we do, we'll even do a stay stitch on it, you know, on both layers before we do a point, but you don't have to on this. You know, like when I do a knit or something like that, I'll go over and I'll stitch my point like this, and then I'll go back over and stitch before I slice it, clip into it to make sure it's, okay? Everybody got that? Now, what are the 3 things, Krista, that we do?
You grade, you snip, and then you understitch.
That's right. On every enclosed seam, this is an enclosed seam. That means it's closed up. It's not laying open like this. If it was a flat seam and pressed open, you wouldn't do all that stuff. Okay? So the first thing we're gonna do, can I turn it over now?
Yes.
Okay.
I have one
Okay.
quick question.
Go ahead, I want questions.
Just on this thing, do you sew this or do you, what is this line for?
Oh, you're gonna clip into it.
You're go, okay, you clip in on that line.
You clip into
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Because we're gonna turn it right side out. We can turn it. Okay, now turn it over on this side like you did all your stitching. And we're gonna grade. We're gonna cut a 1/4 inch off all these seams we just stitched, every one of them. We're not going to touch the side seams. Cannot touch the side seams. Okay? And in the cave, concave.
Into
Yes.
the cave, concave, yeah, it's in.
You're gonna clip into it in the convex, right? Did I say that?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna cut off
The corner.
the corner, almost to the stay stitching, but you cannot touch, I mean, you're stitching, it's not stay stitching, it's permanent stitching.
It's only on this layer of fabric, right? We're cutting these like separately, like this we cut, but it's only the fashion fabric, or do you cut
No.
both of them?
No, when you do your slice, you do both.
You do both.
Yeah, everybody got that? Very, very important. you're going to grade, you're going to clip, and Jessica, what do we do on curves? What will we do with this?
You do the snips.
Please?
You do the snips, like you snip all
Yeah.
the way around it.
Clip, 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 clip. The more the curve, the more the clip.
After the seam, after you do the.
Yeah, grade
okay.
it first, because it's easier
Okay.
to grade, and then you clip,
So,
clip, clip, clip.
sew and then grade?
Mm-hmm.
clip. Yeah,
Okay.
and then clip.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Are y'all with me?
Yeah.
Everybody's got it. Now, here's the fun begins. You will take it, and Shannon's gonna bring hers in, and I can show you in a few minutes. Now, I just checked. She wrote it. Okay, so what she's gonna do, you got these side seams that are open, right? All your side seams are open? So, let's pretend this is stitched. Remember, your understitching is going to show on the lining side, because it's under the garment, right? So, this is stitched, let's pretend it's stitched. So you open this up like this, and look, this is the lining. So you're gonna push that seam toward the lining. You're always gonna pull the seam toward the lining.
Push the seam towards the lining.
Yeah, here's the lining. You can tell the lining because it's got this two seams right here. You're going to push your seam toward it, and you're going to understitch. Thank you. Okay, look, right here. You're going to take your hands very carefully and walk up into that sleeve, and it's not easy. Okay? And when you get to the point that you've had it, you can't get in there anymore, just stop. And then you can say, okay, I'm going into another location. I'm going to go in down here. Because it's a lot of start and stop and stop, okay? So I'm going to go in down there and see this. I'll look and I say, okay, this is the back. And the seam goes toward the back. So I'm going to understitch here. I'm going to go in. You
So
can't
the
get.
lining, you mean the back is the lining?
Uh-huh.
Is that what you mean? Okay.
Yeah, and you're going to understitch. You can't get near a point. Don't expect to do a point, okay? And then you're gonna have to tough it out and get up in there into that neckline. You just take your hands.
So this is while it's still inside out, we're doing it.
Correct.
Okay.
So do you back stitch on understitching?
No, you don't backstitch on understitch, because all you do is pile up your threads.
So we're understitching all the sleeve,
Everything.
everything.
As much as you can get to, girl. And
So
this is-
even like into this area
Yeah,
and
if you can get to it. I don't want you to have a meltdown and get suicidal, because it's not easy. But I expect you to do as much as you can. I mean, you're not gonna come in here and say, well, I did 3 inches of. I want some on each location,
okay.
at least some. Like, you won't be able to get up into this. I don't know how I did it, but I did get up. Well, this neckline's pretty wide, but see, I had this neckline. I had to get up into this. You see, I got up into there. But this is also a stretchy fabric, so it had some stretch, and I could get my hand. But it is a big pain. But you have to do it. All good clothing is understitched, or top stitch, and top stitch is too easy and it's cheap looking. In the industry, they have the machines that guide the fabric exactly. It doesn't look choppy or homemade. You don't want it to look homemade. And see, this keeps the seams like this. See, if this were understitched, this would be laying out.
Yeah, it would roll forward.
Yeah, and you would see your stitching. Okay? But remember, you have to grade, you have to clip, and then you understitch.
Okay.
And this is due Friday. I don't want you to come in here Friday and say, well, I don't know how to do this. Because as soon as we get to class Friday, we're gonna close. We're gonna shut down and we're gonna close, and then we're gonna do handwork, and, we're gonna close it. Why am I gonna tell you how to do it?
Mary, can you look at this? Did I create a card